Good morning and welcome to another episode of Counselor Corner. This will be our first episode of 2025 and we're really excited. A lot of big things happening with the counseling department right now. As you all know, we're right in the middle of course selection. We've got a couple of really great college visits that are coming up in the month of March. And what we're going to be talking about today is the fact that we are right in the middle of scholarship season. And so with us today are two experts in the field of scholarships here at Nashua South. We have Mrs. Blannon and Mrs. Loftus. Really can be kind of overwhelming for our seniors as they're getting ready. First semester, they spent a great deal of time applying to get to schools. And we know second semester is a time that they're now trying to figure out how they're going to pay for it. And scholarships can be a really great way to do that. So what are just some of the basics that the students can be doing to start the process?
First of all scholarships that I know of are listed in Naviance, and every student should know how to access Naviance. At the moment, there's currently about 150 active scholarships that you can apply for through Naviance. All of those scholarships have different requirements, and you need to look through Naviance, make a list of those that you want to apply to, and it's not hard. It's easy. There's lots of free money out there for you, or come and see me in the lower A guidance office, and I'm happy to help you find scholarships. South has a community scholarship, which is available on the Class of 2025 classroom, as well as in other locations. That is due March 14th by 8 p.m. And that gives you the best opportunity to receive a scholarship because we have city funds, and that the group of teachers will determine who is qualified for one of many scholarships. There's about 30 scholarships under that application.
That's incredible.
So just do it.
Really great advice there to go through and do that Nashua South scholarship. Can you give a few more details about that Nashua South scholarship? How many students does that help each year? How much money are we talking about that we're giving away?
Last year we helped approximately 70 students, and out of that 70 students we distributed over $150,000. That's free money to the student. You don't have to pay it back. You don't tell the college that you received a scholarship. It is your money to pay your college expenses.
Wow. Now, Ms. Loftus, I have a lot of students that will come to me about these scholarships, and they're not feeling like they're the greatest student of all time, or maybe they weren't on student council or the captain of the team. Is there still money available for them through scholarships?
Absolutely. Yeah, our scholarships are set up for students of pretty much all levels. It's really kind of an interesting process in that we have some scholarships that were established 70 years ago that are still funded, and then we have some scholarships that are being established just this year. For instance, the Charles Gray Scholarship is just, this will be the first year that we award that scholarship. Some of our graduating classes have wanted to give back to the high school that they were part of. The class of 63 has been especially generous in establishing some scholarships that we give here through the community scholarship application and through the New Hampshire Charitable Trust and some of those scholarships are for students who are going to 2-year schools, to 4-year schools, or a trade school. The GPA requirement, they're looking at what the student has done in their classes, but also what they've done outside of school. So it could be that you work to help your family. It could be that you were very involved in your church. It doesn't have to be just school-related community service or school-related activities. They're looking for students who have decided that they want to continue their education and they want to support these students in doing that.
That's incredible. What a great resource. So as they're getting ready to, look at these applications on Naviance or come and meet with you, what's some of the materials that they should be gathering and having prepared?
So that's a good question, because there is quite a bit of information that you should be writing down. If you have a resume written, that's helpful. We need to know what you've done for community service here at school and outside in the greater community. That's key to most every scholarship. They want to know how you give back as a student. A lot of scholarships have an essay requirement. Just write one solid essay. Have your teachers, your English teacher or another teacher that you work with closely, look at that scholarship. And then you can tweak that essay to fit the questions that you're being asked.
I want to interrupt you here. Sometimes people are put off by writing an essay, but if it takes you an hour or 2 hours to write an essay, and the scholarship is for $500, and you get that scholarship, there's not too many places that you can work 2 hours and earn $500, right? And that is money that you do not have to pay back, and worth a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to write that essay. So I'm sorry to interrupt
that's fine.
you.
Yeah, no, what she said is absolutely true. Other things that you're going to need will be letters of recommendation from your teachers, from your coaches. What you'll do with that is you'll have those letters of recommendations sent to me, because they won't hand them to you directly, and then I will take care of sending those off to the appropriate scholarship. Making sure that you have your financial information from your parents, to make sure your FAFSA is done. That information needs to be filled out on all applications. Most applications are exactly the same, looking for the same information. It's not hard. It might take a little bit of time. Just do it. The important thing is to list your community service, whether it's church, volunteering at the soup kitchen, what clubs you're in here at school, if you're in sports, how long you've done that.
Or if you've had to work to make ends meet at home.
Tell us the story.
Tell us that, and that also is part of who you are and what you've done, and you've made a commitment to your job, you've made a commitment to your family, and that is a strong characteristic that donors would want to know about as well. I also want to say that if you don't have a resume, we do have a resource here at Nashua South in the Career Center. Miss D, who is our Career Center coordinator, has some background on how to put together resumes, so that would be another resource that if you're finding yourself kind of at loose ends with what to do with a resume, there's that resource here at school too.
Perfect segue, Ms. Loftus. Resources coming up, and I know that there is a workshop coming up for seniors about scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share a little information about that?
March 18th during E-Block.
February 18th.
February 18th. It's
She's
right
already
here.
thinking
February
ahead here.
18th. Yeah, I want to.
Yes.
We will hold a workshop on how to look at the South application. I'll pull up the South application. You get to see all the fields that you need to fill out. Mm-hmm. I will show you, if you don't know how to find it in Naviance, I'll demonstrate that. We'll have a list of scholarships and their due dates and their category, whether it's high tech, whether it's a trade school, to try to give you, okay, this is my punch list for March. Here are the deadlines, and this is what I need to get filled out. It's an information session to help you find free money.
Right. So we really want seniors, whether you're going to a 2-year school, a 4-year school, a trade school, if you're looking for some financial assistance to take the next step in your life with some kind of training, we really want you to come to this workshop so that you can be in the know with what this application looks like. And I do want to say that Mrs. Blannon has committed herself to trying to pull together the best resources in Naviance for scholarships and financial assistance. And we're very fortunate here at South to have somebody who's really committed to doing that. And Seniors need to do their part now in visiting Naviance, come to the workshop. If you're stuck, lower A guidance, but you need to be your own advocate. And the other thing that we really want to emphasize is that deadlines are deadlines, that there is not a lot of flexibility. It's due March 14th, you said, and it's due at 8 o'clock. Do it early so that if you run into a computer glitch or you have internet issues, that application is still in, because the cutoff is 8 p.m. and that is we have to do that. We have a lot of work to do with the information, and a deadline is the deadline.
But deadlines are important for any scholarship. They are hard and fast with all scholarships. So there's no calling and saying, geez, I just missed it. Can I give it to you tomorrow? They will say no. You need to get your applications done. I say a week in advance, and ask your teachers for those recommendations a couple of weeks in advance. It takes them time to write the letters of recommendation. And once you're finished asking that, make sure you send a thank you note to those teachers for helping you. And at the end, once you're awarded a scholarship, please, please send a thank you note to the scholarship, because they rely on those thank you notes. They want to know that you are grateful for the money that you will receive.
Incredible information. Thank you so much for sharing that today. So important point, seniors, please come to that informational meeting on the 18th. And if you have any questions, see your guidance counselor or come down to lower A and see Mrs. Blannon. Until next month, that is Counselor Corner.